Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just, fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus the Twins. That's where it all starts. Because it all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lancelin got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I am joined by my dude Tony, aka Tony on Tap, and we are here to recap a 9-0 win over the Oakland Athletics. White Sox come out tonight and score a lot of runs. Before we get into this one, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Sox on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet, following Tony at Tony on Tap, and me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. And go to Grandstand. Any Sox gear that you need or Chicago sports gear, go check out Grandstand. You can follow them on socials at Grandstand Sox or go to grandstandsox.com. Tony, Sox score a lot of runs today, but a lot of concern also from this game and how it kind of started off for the Athletics. First of all, we'll get into that in a minute, but how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, man, tough one to watch. Just considering the play that happened. I think we'll talk a little bit about that through the night. You fucking hate to see something like that happen on the baseball field. Nobody plans for things like that to happen, Buzz. It's unfortunately a risk that happens within the sport. But overall, I'm happy with how the White Sox played. Still very concerned as somebody who's been on the mound, who's had some close calls with comebackers in my playing days. Just scary stuff. And I think my mind has been more on that situation and just hoping that Chris Bassett's okay than a lot of other things. But there were some good White Sox takeaways, and we'll get into those too. But just for me, really, man, like that stings, that hurts. That's where my mind is at right now.
Yeah, it was really hard to enjoy the game after that happened. At least that's how I felt. I'm sure there, like you pointed out, you had a little bit of trouble focusing on it afterwards. I had a hard time enjoying the game, because I felt like, should I cheer when they were doing well? I didn't, because I felt terrible for what happened to him, and then to read online that his family was there as well, his wife, his parents, his kid, that. I mean, just you can't make that shit up. So, it was just honestly I had a hard time enjoying the game afterwards. After that happened, I mean, I'm super excited the Sox won and how they did it. I mean, just dominant fashion, but still at the end of the day, I mean, that was it was a hard hit that he took. And man, you just, like I said, you want to see stuff like that, You
don't. It's a little bit different than, seeing somebody roll an ankle or somebody that, comes up lame after running to face. This was something that, you can argue whether or not it's avoidable. You can argue whether or not that, he could have come off the mound. I think that for me, what really hits home a little bit is the fact that I don't know if you've heard it, but I've heard Steve Stone over the past 5 broadcasts. I'm not trying to get into a Steve Stone argument with you here. Over the past few broadcasts, man, Steve Stone has really talked a lot about how pitchers should be responsible for having their glove be able to protect you above the belt. And, he didn't go to that one. I think obviously you don't want to really dig into that, but he comes off of that pitch and leaves himself vulnerable to something that's just absolutely tragic. And it was really hard for me to get through the rest of that game, man. I'm just going to be really honest with you. It wasn't just your normal injury, and nothing but the best wishes for him and his family and just, the whole Oakland A's organization. You could tell that they didn't have any life throughout the rest of this game. So it was it was kind of hard, man. I'm kind of beat up over it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Right now, now we're talking about it, is Tony La Russa actually tweeted 3 minutes ago, saying that both teams' concern for Chris made the game's importance a distant second. That's just high class.
That is very high class.
That's just high class. And he's absolutely right. Like, I mean, we're sitting here talking about his fans, guys that live and breathe this team. And I know we're talking about this heavily, but I mean, these guys that live and breathe this team not feeling satisfied after a win because of what happened. And not satisfied, maybe that's not the right word. I mean, of course, we're happy he won. They won, but more so is like it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things when somebody gets hurt like that. And our thoughts and prayers are with Chris Bassett. And I hope he's okay. They said he was awake and stable. I mean, it looked like he was awake the whole time. But he's at a hospital. We obviously don't know which one. Hopefully he's okay. And, he gets the care that he needs to come back eventually and be, as good as he's been this year, because he has been very good. And it's just a damn shame to see that happen. So you have anything else on that before we kind of just move on into some scoring here? Because like I said, I mean, I know it's kind of hard to talk about. I just don't want to,
It absolutely is hard to talk about. I don't have much else to say on it outside of I hope he's okay. The scenes on TV obviously were horrific enough, and if you were tuned into this ball game, you saw it. But again, like the first thing before anything baseball has to be talked about. Yeah, that's just a scary thing. Former White Sox member of the organization and just somebody who is having an excellent year for the Oakland A's. And we're all about competitiveness. We're all about winning baseball games. We love seeing our team win. I think that there's some things that are definitely bigger than baseball, and anybody's health and well-being just as a human being comes before any of that. And I just want to make that, clear, before we get into the White Sox just having an excellent offensive night, that, we touch on this because I think it's important. I think that there's going to be discussion about protection for pitchers in this game. And I think that they're rightfully should. At the same time, baseball must go on. So, and baseball did go on for the rest of the night, Buzz, and let's get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first inning starts off slow there. No runs. We're getting into the runs because the second inning is, when it really picked up. Now, Bassett, before he was taken out of the game after the injury, I believe he had let up like 2 hits in a row. And then the White Sox just started to pour it on from there, Tone. Vaughn singles to right. That'll score Eloy Jimenez and Moncada. Goodwin will get to second. Then Jake Lamb comes up, and he hits a 3-run bomb. Lamb homers to center field, 415 feet. That'll score Vaughn and Goodwin. Then in the fourth, Abreu comes up. He homers to left. That'll score Jake Lamb after a walk, and Cesar Hernandez after a single there. And then in the sixth inning, Anderson tripled to deep left center, and that'll score Zach Collins. So that makes it 9-0, and that was the final score of the game. So all the scoring stopped in the bottom of the sixth inning, but the White Sox bats remained hot through all the innings. They had 11 hits tonight. They were 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position, which is something that we'd like to see after the stats that you and I had read off on Sunday together, kind of recapping that weekend there. So I was pretty happy to see that. Sox just came out and pounced, and it was great to see. It was great to see that offense, putting the bat on the ball, doing some good things, and providing the ultimate run support for a guy who didn't need any tonight in Reynaldo Lopez.
No, and that's something that I want to talk about too, is Reynaldo Lopez definitely came out and threw a great baseball game today. And that's kind of something that gets lost in this offensive outpour, as well as, all their events that transpired during the night, Buzz. But Reynaldo Lopez looked great. He was something that I was concerned about coming to this game heavily. Just, the fact that he's got to replace Carlos Rodon, who's been excellent in this rotation so far this year. And then you get this kind of start against a playoff caliber team that the White Sox have had trouble playing against teams of that caliber, whether or not you believe the White Sox can beat good teams or not. This was a test for Reynaldo Lopez, and he obviously rose to the occasion and had a great start tonight, Buzz. I'm curious your thoughts on him.
He looks more lively. He looks more confident. Do you remember that stretch that he put together against the Royals and the Tigers back in 18 or 2019, where he struck out 14 from the Tigers to start before that against the Royals. He was bad as hell. I mean, when I say bad as hell, I mean he was fucking badass is what I'm saying. I felt like that swag was turned up to 10, and it's been turned up to 10 since he's come up this year. I feel that his fastball has good movement, and I feel like his slider, his break has, I mean, he's pitching very, very well. And I don't know if that's Cat's magic. I have nicknamed him A-Slow instead of Raylo right now because he's just pitching like a madman, and it's good to see. It's good. Again, I'm not a coach in the MLB. I'm not sure how they fix him with the mechanics and what they did for him or what Ethan Katz has done for him or anybody else involved in helping him. But Ronaldo Lopez looks like he wants to be here. It looks like he belongs here. And I'll tell you something right now. I trust having the ball in his hands right now. This is a good team. This is a good Oakland Athletic team.
Do you trust him long term? I mean, let's just think about some small sample size.
You notice how I said right now.
Right now you do. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I'm still skeptical a little bit of Reynaldo Lopez because we've seen stints where Reynaldo Lopez has been absolutely lights out, and I thought that he's the kind of guy that has the potential to be an excellent bull piece for this team, and having him back in the starting rotation, just it's like okay. I don't know. A lot of people want to go to Kopech. I don't think that that's, your right answer right now. You're just trying to get through things. I think that the divisional lead kind of affords them the opportunity to, play around with some things. And if Reynaldo Lopez wants to come out here and be excellent, go right on ahead. I know we can talk about the LASIK surgery and all this other stuff that he's had. And it's amazing what you can do when you can actually see as aware of contacts. I know both of us are. So like there's so many things that you can get into here with Reynaldo Lopez, but overall, like I'll take this with somewhat of a grain of salt and just continue to prove it to me, because you can start to make arguments, and I don't want to be the guy that comes out here first and is like, okay, like, well, he should replace Dallas Keuchel in the rotation.
Oh,
I don't want to be that guy, because I don't think that that's something he's earned yet. But let's string a few of these together and see where we wind up.
He got LASIK in the offseason, didn't he?
I'm not actually sure when it took place.
Because but if you look, remember, there's an article I wrote. Where could you find that?
On tapsportsnet.com.
Oh, thank you. And I gave the Charlotte numbers that he had. And Tone, if you remember, they weren't good. So, if the LASIK was super recent, but don't you need recovery time from that? I don't know.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I've never had it.
I haven't had it. Members of my family have.
Yeah, I wish I could get it. I hate wearing contacts and glasses. Drives me nuts. But he's been pitching lights out, Tony. That's just if you look, he's got 0.5 BWAR already this year in 10 games, 20 innings pitched. He's got 22 strikeouts, a 0.75 whip, 1.35 ERA. He's looking really good. He's walked 5 in the 20 innings. He's struck out 22, like I said. He's playing real well. He's pitching the ball well, and I don't know if it's going to stick or not, but I like what I'm seeing right now, and I feel a lot more confident with him right now than I do a guy like Matt Foster or something like that. But how they did it tonight, how Tony and the squad got it ready to go tonight, which was Lopez, Burr, and Wright, absolutely love that. No meat of the bullpen had to be used here tonight. Keeping everybody fresh, because you have a lot of games and a lot of days coming up here, man. There's no off day here. This is a 4-game series against Oakland, right into Tampa, and I believe it's Toronto right after that. You are in the thick of things here, and I love what we saw. Is basically my point. I love what I saw from Ronaldo. We get into a whole debate. If he's going to be good or not, going forward. I think it doesn't have to be a debate, because you and I are just both kind of indifferent to it. Hopefully he is. Hopefully it works out. But like what I saw tonight, man. Like what I saw tonight.
Love what I saw tonight from him. I think that, there is instances where Reynaldo Lopez is an effective major league pitcher. There are instances where you can say that he's effective. And I mean, this is a guy that was a highly regarded prospect that we got out of a great trade that Lucas Giolito came back in as well. So, if he does end up working out for this team, by all means, awesome.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't, it is what it is. But I think that he's got the stuff that can play at the major league level. I don't know if it's as a starter that's going to get through the order 3 times, but man, you can give him an inning or 2 and give him the ball, whether that's in the bullpen or in a spot start. That's def, baby. Let's ride.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. Couple other little interesting tidbits. Johnny texted to us. You said it was in your notes. It was in my notes. 4 innings of ending in double plays for the Oakland Athletics. Sox defense seemed to be on point. Really happy Tim did not get charged with an error there in the 6th when that ball was scorched towards him there. He didn't get charged, which was real good. I was happy to see that. Sox defense played well. I mean, dude, this was this would have been a great baseball game to talk about and electric podcast if, Bass didn't get hurt like he did, and everything like that. Sox played an absolute fantastic fucking game. But like I said, that everything I'm talking about still looms over my head of what I'm going to remember the most about this game, So, but yeah, everybody did well, man. I mean, like I said, 11 hits strung together. Tim's at 300 again. He had dipped a little bit below it at 300 again. Jose Abreu, I believe now, Tony, leads. I want to say he leads the MLB in RBI. Like, I want to say that. Am I wrong?
You're going to have to stat check yourself there, bud.
I got it. Will you talk while I do that?
You're going to have to stat check yourself. And while he's doing that, I mean, Jose Abreu has just absolutely turned it up in August. I mean, I can talk about Jose Abreu all day. MVP shit. We got Sockside Mike coming in here saying he's tied with 89.
Yeah, he's tied with 89. Yeah, with
Jose Abreu. This was a guy that, traditionally we're sitting there every year saying, I mean, is the drop-off coming? Is the drop-off coming for Jose Abreu? And it never seems to come because he was such impressive late summers. And I know you can throw last year out as the outlier, Buzz, but I mean, overall, like this is his time. This is his time to shine. And it has been almost every year.
Yeah, I want to point out something about his August this year in 2021 here, Tone. Jose Abreu has a batting average of 317, an OBP of 359, a slugging of 717 with 19 hits, 7 home runs, 12 RBIs, 12 runs scored in 15 games in August. Jose Abreu is absolutely tearing it up.
That's MVP shit. That's MVP shit.
Yeah, that's what he is doing. He's got a 1.076 ERA, or I'm sorry, OPS. I mean,
he's got an ERA. He's got an ERA.
Yeah, he's got an ERA. Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
Did Dearman hit a bomb off him?
Yeah, Dearman hit a bomb. Jesus, yeah, he's been absolutely fan-fucking-tastic this month. Total base is 43 for him. Extra base hits 10 in 15 games here. I mean, electric, just absolutely electric. Jose Abreu's back.
He is. And again, Sockside Mike in the comments, he's turned it up when Eloy came back, and that isn't a bad thing. I think some of that could be attributed to a little bit of lineup protection for Jose Abreu as well.
Taking the pressure off a little bit.
Not only takes the pressure off a little bit. I mean, who are you going to pitch to? Is it Jose Abreu or Eloy Jimenez who's sitting right behind him, and Eloy's hitting his fair share of bombs? So if you're an opposing pitcher, you've got to take pick your spots here. Like, who are you going after?
Yeah,
you got 2 powerful right-handed hitters in the box back to back in this lineup, and you go down the 1 through 7 most nights is just, I mean, it looks like murderer's row for everybody. So any of these guys can leave the ballpark. Any of these guys can do damage, and as the lineup has gotten back healthy, Buzz, it's become a problem for opposing pitchers, and you saw it yesterday. You saw it today. You saw it, even against the Yankees. Dude, this team can get themselves back into a ball game or take control of a ball game very quickly. So, once you add Yasmani Grandal back to this thing, it's going to look awesome. Just stay healthy. Just stay healthy.
And he started his rehab assignment in Charlotte tonight. tonight he started it. So, Yaz is very, very close to being back. And that'll be the first time that the core has been together all year once he returns.
It will. And that's kind of scary to think about because you didn't have Eloy to start the year. You didn't have, I don't know if you want to consider Nick Madrigal part of it. You had him out for stretches. You've had Yasmani Grandal out for stretches. You've had Luis Robert down for a considerable amount of time as well. Jose Abreu has left the lineup for a few days, which was uncharacteristic after the collision with Hunter Dozier earlier this year. You've had more injuries on this team than anything else. So for them to finally get back to full strength, and you can't really expect, I don't know about you, but like I didn't really expect them to stay all healthy throughout the year. But the fact that we're so close to getting them back to full health right at the right time in the year is very exciting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, damn it. It looks like freaking Yasmani Grandal did not play tonight, Tone. Charlotte got rained out.
They did.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the same thing. I was trying to figure out what he did tonight, and I saw
I was just looking to see what he did tonight. But Jake Berger is going to be back for the doubleheader tomorrow, so that's good. He had a little bit of an injury. Yeah, but absolutely. So, yeah, I can't wait for the core to get back together, man. No weakness pretty much anywhere in this lineup, and I love that. I can't wait to see it. The pitching's been pretty much on point. Let's get this lineup consistently hitting and like you said, having protection for some of our big boppers, which is going to help them, make them feel more comfortable in that lineup. World Series, man. You already know my feelings on it. I could beat a dead horse all day. I don't really have much else left on this game unless you do. Go ahead, touch on it. But I really don't.
I don't have much else either. Like I don't want to continue to spin here and talk about things that it feels good to win. Again, it feels good to win, but I just kind of want to get past this one.
Yeah.
Get some positive news about Chris Bassett and then move on from there. So sorry about some of the just kind of down feelings on this. This is a tough one to do, honestly.
Yeah. It's a natural reaction. It's like I said, you want to come on here and you want to cheer, right? And
yes.
you want to be happy about it, but at the same time, like I don't know this guy, I don't know Chris Bassett, but I mean, seems like a good dude from everything I've read, and we just saw him get seriously injured, a couple hours ago during a game that we love that we're watching, and it just kind of it's hard to talk about. It sucks. Like I don't know. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not experiencing any problems there, and you don't know. But you watched it happen, and it's just something hard. Like I said, of course I was happy when Abreu hit a dinger or when Jake Lamb hit a dinger. Of course I was stoked, but I wasn't jump off the couch happy like I usually am because all I can think about is that dude and his kids and his wife that were at the game and hoping he's okay. It's traumatic. You don't want to see shit like that.
That's kind of where I'm at too. And
as soon as we get the news that he's okay, I'll feel a lot better, and I'll have probably a ton of energy to do my normal buzz shit where we're laughing and going nuts and whatever. But it's just like right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I keep searching his name on Twitter, just hoping and praying I see something that he's going to be fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He just got he's got maybe a broken nose or something. And maybe, because I'm trying to be realistic about it. I think something had to break. So, I'm just trying to, broken nose, something. That's why you saw the blood. He's going to be all right. He'll make a full recovery in, a couple weeks. That's what I'm hoping to see. But
that's exactly what I'm hoping to see too. It's like, and you feel bad at this point in time. You're hoping it's just a broken nose, or
right. I hope it's nothing realistically, but
But then you look at the reality of it, and it's 100 mile an hour off the bat, and it hit the dude square in the face, and he was down, and you didn't see his face, and all this other stuff. And it's so hard to just get through the rest of that game with the same level of emotion as a fan and not get upset about things. It's like you watch Abreu hit the home run, or you see, the Sox pile it on, and you want to cheer as a fan because the game's got to go on. The game has to continue. This is just it's very hard.
Yeah, and injuries
it
in
is very
sports,
hard.
when you watch injury in sports, no matter what sport you like to watch, no matter what team you're cheering, if it's your team or another team, when you see something serious happen like that, especially to like the head, it's very concerning, and you can't enjoy the rest of the game. I was at the Johnny Knox injury for the Chicago Bears back in like 2015 or something. 2014, 2015, I think it was. Maybe it was earlier than that. But I mean, he bent like a U. It was just you couldn't enjoy the game from there on out. I was at the Derrick Rose ACL tear game. Obviously, I wanted to go play on 90. I mean, it was terrible. Like it's just these things that you see somebody's life who could be drastically changed in an instant. Just hard to talk about. So I don't want to, like I said, we don't want to beat a dead horse here. We're just trying to tell everybody why we're not popping bottles and cracking them like we usually do. Is we just want to make sure the guy's okay. Hopefully he is, and we're going to move on now, though. We'll move on again. Awesome win for the Sox. Tomorrow, this will be the third game of the series. Sox are obviously up 2-0 in this series right now. 7-10 start for the Sox against the Athletics tomorrow will be Cole Irvin, who is 8-11 with a 3.52 ERA, 135 and a third. He's pitched. He's let up 135 hits. He's struck out 96, walked 25, and let up 11 long balls against Lance Lynn, 10-3, 2.26 ERA, 119 2/3 innings pitched. He's let up only 89 hits, 137 have struck out, 37 walks. He's let up 12 long balls. That is the pitching matchup tomorrow.
Let's go White Sox. I mean, they've handled business 2 days in a row. Obviously, still not a lot of energy for me, but let's hope that tomorrow's game comes with some good positive news and we can get back to what we're normally used to, Buzz. I'm happy with the way the White Sox have played. I'm happy with what we've done so far this series. Let's keep the offense alive, give them some help, and let's go win another ball game. I think that they put themselves in a good position to sweep this series and kind of change some narratives about, playing good teams and coming off of what was a tough end to the series against the Yankees. Let's go out there and win another ball game tomorrow.
Absolutely. Can I read you a stat before we do our picks to click?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so how you're saying about we want to beat good teams, right? And like that narrative that's surrounding the White Sox, all these people that are consistently talking shit about how we're not doing well against 500 teams or better. The Brewers, as of yesterday, were 26-26 against 500 or better teams, okay? The Yankees are 36-36. The Dodgers are 30-29. The Phillies are 39-40. The A's are 22-32 as of tonight. The Mets are 31-35. The Blue Jays are 36-39. Braves are 34-38. How come that narrative doesn't surround anybody else like it does the White Sox? Is it because of the division?
I don't know if it does. It might be partially because of the division, Buzz, but I think that, we don't live and breathe in their inner Twitter circles and just the same circles that we do with the White Sox. So
now,
it's concerning.
Hearing that, does that make, I mean, I already knew how you felt about it, but if you had the opinion that they couldn't beat good teams and you were concerned about it, would something like that make you feel better, or is that just kind of are you indifferent to it?
That's a tough question.
Is it like perspective?
It is perspective, because guess what? Good team, I just go back to, good teams play good teams, and when two good teams play, whoever's better that night is going to win. You get to the playoffs, and then
scores the most.
Whoever scores the most
wins the game.
We go back to this, and it's like I love that analysis. I love it because it's so fucking simple. Whoever scores the most runs is going to win.
Right.
Right. You prevent the runs from crossing the plate, and you score more, you're going to win the game.
The Sox should just simply score more runs than their opponent.
It sounds so dumb, but it's true. It sounds so fucking simple. And it is. It is really fucking simple.
It is.
Score more runs. If your offense is hot that night, great. If your pitching's on, great. Dumb the sport down as much as you need to. Just score runs. If your bats aren't hitting, and you've got a guy who goes out there and throws 7 scoreless, you're still not going to fucking win the game.
Right.
So you need to just have it on that given night. And when you have two good teams, sometimes you're going to beat each other.
Right. And like I said, I was just trying to bring a perspective to it,
but good teams should wind up around 500 against each other. That's normal. That's
right.
normal. And sometimes you're going to have a little bit of trouble playing against other good teams.
Doesn't
mean you're going to match up against
them. Baseball's a hot streak when you get into October. Why do you think that whoever's hot is going? That's why people say that. Kind of. I mean, I kind of say the NBA you could usually fucking kind of pick.
Well, the NBA might be the outlier there because whoever's got the superstar is going to win.
Right.
Because one player can actually take control of the game. In baseball, you can't really do that.
And then I'm a Bears fan, so I don't really sniff the postseason very often because I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm a glutton for punishment, Tone.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give perspective to the people that were saying hey man, their record against 500 teams or better sucks. Well, take that with you a little bit. Think about it. And if your opinion stays the same, then it stays the same. If it changes a little bit because you see that other above 500 good teams struggle against 500 teams because that's what happens when good teams play each other. It's competitive baseball. That's why there's 162 games in a season for baseball. And, you find out who the best is when you play the best. So it is what it is. But Tone, pick to click tomorrow. Pick to click for tomorrow, Buzz.
Jay Clam hit a homer tonight again too. And
Ray Clam.
It's Jay Clam.
Oh, we're doing Jay Clam. I like.
Are we going to have this argument over who he is? Is he Ray Clam or is he Jay Clam? I don't know.
It just sounds like a good T-shirt to me. Jay Clam or Ray Clam. You take your pick. Sounds like good. Are you picking him?
I want to, but I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup.
Well, I don't think he'll be in the lineup 2 days.
I don't think he'll be. I might go Andrew Vaughn. I don't think I've gone Andrew Vaughn at all this year.
No, you took Gavin Sheets for about a month straight. So
I did, and I still miss him.
I know you do. I know you do, buddy. It'll get better. He'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back. I'm gonna go. I took Mangata tonight. I've been taking TA a lot lately as well. Man, and I don't want to take Eloy because he's been raking.
Why don't you?
I'm gonna take Sebi. I'm gonna take Sebi.
Okay.
I want to spread the love around a little bit.
You have to.
I want to spread the love around a little bit. You said you hadn't taken Vaughn in a while. You want to spread some of that love. I'll spread some of mine. Go give it to Sebi. So I'll take Sebi tomorrow because I know he'll be catching because Lord knows Tony ain't going to have Collins in the lineup 2 days in a row. Ain't happening. So, that's basically all I got, Tony. You got anything else before we ride on out here?
I don't have anything else. Once again, prayers up to Chris Bassett, family, Oakland A's, everybody else who's there. Hope that turns out all right. It's going to be tough to fall asleep after watching that.
Yeah, I echo the same sentiments there. Prayers Chris Bassett and his family. Hope he's okay. Hopefully we get news sooner rather than later that he's all right, and hopefully it's very minor. Hopefully it looked worse than what it actually is. That's what the hope is here at Sox on Tap, that he'll be okay. I'm sure everybody else echoes those same sentiments as well. We'll be back tomorrow in some sort of capacity after the Sox beat the Oakland Athletics to go up 3-0 in the series. Everybody be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for other Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Sox on Tap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Tone at Tony on Tap, and me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Check out Grandstand. Any Sox threads, any Chicago sports threads you need, you can check out Grandstand. If you're by the ballpark, just walk on over or go to grandstandsox.com and follow them on socials at Grandstand Sox. We'll be back tomorrow. White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.